Hello, my happy corrupted wargamers. I'm so excited for this video because I'm going to my very first RTT of 10th edition. I've gotten, at this point, maybe 30 games in so far. I'm feeling really good. I'm going to bring the Custodes list that I did the video review of maybe a week or two ago. But just to give you guys a quick update of what the list is, I'm running a Mr. Trajan Valoris. Look at him in all of his glory. Then I have a Blade Champion with the Ceaseless Hunter upgrade, which will let his unit fall back, shoot, and charge. And once per game, get the 6-inch movement. And then I've also got my Terminator Captain. So I'm running those three guys. I have a big 9-man block of warriors with that one Vexilla. Everyone else is running spears. Basically, everyone in the entire list is spears all the time, always spears. No other option is necessary, just spears. Then I've got a smaller 5-man block of spears, and I'm running them with Kyria Draxus. And her purpose is to make them untargetable and be able to just stand out in the middle of the battlefield and be like, can't shoot me. And then what I'm also running is I'm actually going to be bringing a 6-man block of Wardens, because with Vexilla, obviously, because they can keep the spear. Those dudes are unkillable. Sometimes you just have to stand out in the middle within 18 inches, and you need to be able to hold an objective, and that is their job. Trajan's going to be running with them. I do have some thoughts about that, Mike. I am considering running that as a normal warrior block, but I'm not sure. Then what we are running is we have a big 5-man blob of Terminators, one with Vexilla. I think I'm going to end up dropping the Vexilla, but I'm going to try the Vexilla for this weekend. Then I have a 3-man block of Terminators. And finally, I have, like I said, Kyria Draxus and an Eversor Assassin. Everyone's sleeping on the Eversor. They're so excited about the Calidus, but they're forgetting how powerful the Eversor is. Remember, this guy actually has a 9-inch scout move. He still has his lone operative. He moves 9. He can advance and charge. He gets sustained hits. He gets sustained hits 3. He's a really big answer to a lot of enemies, and he causes trouble for people. Okay, cool. So that is the list. I'm really excited to see how it goes. I am going to be filming it in between rounds, so I'll show you all my opponent's armies and everything. And we do have some sharks in the tank today. Mr. Shetzel, who you guys may have seen from my Necron video, and he is coming up, going to be featured in a upcoming battle report where he spanked me. He's there, and he's running his Necrons of Doom. There are 3 or 4 Imperial Knights players that are going to be there. Basically, actually, half of our WTC team is there, and there's going to be a lot of list that I'm actually quite concerned about. But we'll see how it goes. Cheers. Okay, so York is just deploying for the first RTT of 10th edition. So he is bringing a Monster Mash Tyranids list. There's a nasty barbed hero duel, a bunch of Carnifexes, and everything else. I'm bringing the Golden Boys. We have a big blob. We've got Kyria Draxus with her small squad holding this objective. Some Wardens over here and some Terminators over here. This mission is going to be take and hold, which is just score 5 for every objective you hold, maximum of 15 per turn. And then the Chosen Battlefield, which means that we had to actually do some player-placed objectives, which is terrifying. And finally, we were sweeping engagement. So you can see our deployment zones right there. We will keep you in touch on how this game goes. We're about to roll off to see who goes first. York, just want to roll a die and see who goes first right now? Oh, he got a 2-1. I grabbed a 6. Okay, so it looks like I'm going to take it. All right, we'll catch up after the game. York, best of luck to you, buddy.
Let's go.
Okay, and so at the end of the battle round, we ended up at 100 to 58 in favor of the Custodes. Mr. York here was an amazing opponent. The Monster Mash just couldn't quite handle. I think the big problem was the fact that this was player-placed objectives in this mission. Otherwise, he would have had a much better score on there. But, York, thanks so much for the game, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay, and at the start of round 2, we have a Hammer and Anvil deployment. This is the Ritual. The Ritual is where you do an action No Man's Land to create a new objective. Mr. Glenn here is being awesome. He's actually our TO for today, and he's running the Imperial Knights with some pretty cool Troll Knights that he has converted over here. Mr. Canis Knight, a Valiant, Mr. Canis Rex, a Valiant, and Crusader, because bad energy, bro. All right, so we'll see how this one goes. We're about to roll off to see who goes first. You want to roll? I'll put my dice down. I can take a 5. Oh, reroll. Try again. All right, Mr. Glenn will take first turn. Best of luck to you, sir. Okay, so at the end of the game, there are not many units left. There was a bloodbath, there was oil, there was everything that was spilled. There's the Wardens are basically untouched. We got a unit of Terminators, and these Terminators here actually ended up killing the Knight. Which one is this? The Crusader, which was a total nightmare. But the Custodes did pull ahead. It ended up being 93 to 38. This was a great round. Mr. Glenn, thank you so much for the game. Appreciate you, sir.
Right back at you.
All right. And we'll catch up with you guys into our last round of the RTT in just a little bit. All right, and we're here for the last round of the RTT. Mr. Magnus, welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Best of luck to you.
Best luck.
Yep. All right, so this is going to be another Imperial Knights. These are the Pink Knights of Doom. Yes, that is a Knight Cerastus. He's very terrifying. He's got two of the big, what are they called? The shooty boys?
Crusaders.
Two big Crusaders against the Custodes coming on up. This is going to be a search and destroy deployment. Right here, we also have hidden supplies. So actually, the middle objective split into two. And then we have vital grounds. So you can only score a maximum of 10 primary each turn, but at the end of the game, you can score a bunch of bonus ones as well. So we'll see how it is. I have myself deployed pretty safely right now. Big Blob is protected. Then Kyria Jax is in the middle of the Eversource, so they're going to be hard to shoot. So we'll see how this goes. Best of luck to you, sir.
Best of luck.
Magnus, sir. Beautiful game.
Beautiful game.
Oh, okay. This was one of the closest games I've ever played. Actually, if you look at the battlefield here, you will see that I have a few Terminators and an Eversource Assassin, and he has Knight, Big Knight. I could not kill him in the end. However, I did take it 80 to 73, so I did get to get the 3-0 today, which was really exciting. We'll be back when we see how it all shakes out. But this was a super close game. Thanks for the game, mate. Give me some. Beautiful.
Amazing.
Okay, so that's it. The results are in. We actually ended up going 3-0, which is freaking awesome. Only Mr. Shethel beat me. So he ended up the weekend with 299 points out of 300 points. I ended up the game with, it was 273 points because I went 100 points in my first round, then I went 93, then I went 80. My last game was one of my favorite games I think I've ever played. I played it into an Imperial Knights player, and it was freaking awesome. I did have a little bit of a road to go through. I ran through monster heavy Nids, and then I ran into 2 Imperial Knights players in a row. I was kind of lucky because they weren't bringing the Warden. One was bringing the, actually the Cerastus, because he was there to tech into other Knight players. And then the other one was bringing double Crusaders, and then one of the Castellan, I want to say. I don't remember. It was a big slappy boy, and they slapped a lot. But yeah, so basically what ended up happening is the Eversource Assassin was one of my MVPs of the entire game, of the entire weekend. He was such a legend. That 9-inch scout with lone operative gives him an 18-inch movement in turn 1. He was able to just go in and get to where I need him to be. And having lone operative means I could just set him out in the middle and be like, dude, you can't get to him, you can't shoot him. It doesn't matter if you have towering. He was amazing. He scored so many points. He killed exactly nothing. But he scored a crazy amount of points. He was scoring me like 20 points a turn. Just having that 75-point, extremely flexible, extremely fast unit, that is actually kind of hard to kill because you can't shoot him outside of 12, so you have to get close to him. And he slaps, man. I mean, he's at 6 attacks. You're going to give him exploding 3s. So 6 attacks hitting on 2s. Triple exploding 6s. So I know one time I ran into I had him and 2 surviving Terminators run into a War Dog, or an Armiger, sorry. And he went in and he rolled his 6 dice. 4 of them were 6s, so just casually added an extra 16 attacks into his profile. He actually messed up that Armiger. It was pretty awesome. So anyway, I love him. Things that did not quite perform. Guys, I gotta be honest with you, the list was pretty freaking solid. The list was pretty freaking good. I don't really have much to alter about it. The only thing I'm a little uncertain on is the 6-man block of Wardens. And they didn't really come into play too much this weekend. That's because they're so less killy than the Terminators or from the normal guards. But man, having that unit that can just pop the 4-up Feel No Pain and they just don't die, and then when your opponent has to charge them to clean them up, Trajan makes them fight first, is so freaking powerful. I gotta say, I played into Monster Nids and I played into Knights. That's all I played into. I did not miss the Calidus Grav Tank at all. Nor the Cladius Grav Tank. I did not miss it. I didn't have any anti-armor. I am pure infantry, and never did I need it. Not once. Maybe it would have been nice to have if it was free, but like I didn't need it, guys. I smashed the Knights. The last round against Knights, he actually ended up tabling me, but what I had done is I had boxed him into his deployment zone so that he could never leave his deployment zone until turn 4, which means I won because he just couldn't score points. So yeah, guys, I didn't need it. So I think I'm sold on the no Grav Tank, and I love the infantry hordes. But we'll talk about this later at another point. So yeah, 3-0. I did end up at second, but 3-0 in my first tournament of 10th. If you guys like the list, I'll put in the links for my big video review. But I'm also going to be doing a live stream later today if this video goes up today. That goes up on a Monday, where I'll be answering any questions if anyone wants to pop in and talk about Custodes. All right, y'all. Have an amazing day. Cheers.